Welcome back, everyone. It's Romero17, and today we're going to be starting off with a new series. It's going to be top 5 fighters based on their in real life rankings in the UFC. So we're going to be starting off the series in lightweight with number 5, Daniel Hooker. All of his perks are generally striking based, except for the last two, which is more based on his ability to recover, because the man has a freaking chin and he can come back from a lot of good stuff. And overall, he got a really good buff with regards to striking. As you can see, his chin off is really high. Those are his best moves. The body knees level 5, his hook is level 4. Just really solid. On top of that, he has a really solid guillotine. So I'm gonna show more of his moves a little bit more in depth before I take him into wherever I can take him. If ranked isn't available, I will just go on quick fight, because I don't feel like waiting hours and hours on end. A little bit busy, but as you can see, level 3 jab, level 4 straight, level 4 lead hook, level 4 rear hook. So really good. So he could definitely hold his own if you keep him at range. His kicks are obviously really good. 3-star for the lead leg kick and the rear leg kick. Good body teeps, good knees. You can see right there that 5-star body knee. That is a terror to using your opponents. Decent clinch strikes. Obviously not the best wrestler, but he can still, get a double leg here and there. He panic wrestled against Poirier, but dude, Dan Hooker has made some crazy good improvements. And there's the guillotine I was talking about. Once he stopped cutting all that weight, man, he became a problem. But we're going to go search for some fights. Dan Hooker is just a perfect example of somebody that once he just stopped cutting that brutal amount of weight to featherweight, he just became a freaking animal at lightweight. And he proved himself in the upper echelon in this division. Upper echelons, I should say. We're going up against Edson Barboza. Being that it's ranked is on freaking flyweight right now, it's going to take forever for it to get to lightweight. So to make things a little bit more competitive, I'm taking off my HUD for these fights. We're going against Edson now. Those of you who know, Edson won his bout against Dan Hooker. Did crazy body work on Dan. And Dan being the warrior that he is, he did not go down. Took him a while, man, to go down. But obviously, if I'm using Dan Hooker, I'm looking to stay at range with the body, sneak in a few shots. The body teeps are definitely going to be my best friend, and with the most recent patch, body strikes before they weren't as effective as they were in UFC 3. Now they're definitely extremely viable, so that's going to be my main focus here. Try to catch my opponent as they're coming in. Whenever somebody whiffs a strike, that's when they're ooh, okay, good to know. That's when their short-term stamina is going to be low. And this Barboza has pretty good defense. It's kind of making it a little bit predictable that he's going for the leg kicks, as I expect in the Barboza. And he's going with like the basic entry. He's going like 1-2, and he pauses and then goes straight with hook. Back lunge evasive. Body. But yeah, Dan Hooker. I don't know who he's going to fight next. When he fought Felder, I think a lot of people thought Felder was robbed, myself included, but then I watched the fight back, and Dan did do a good amount of work in those first 3 rounds, where you can argue that he won the first 3, or at least was up 2-1 heading into rounds 4 and 5. It was just a really close fight, and then the war he had with Poirier, man. Poirier just made these. Poirier was down 2-0. He was down 2-0 heading into rounds 3, 4, and 5. And he definitely might have secured and Poirier definitely secured a contender at least around 4 or 5, because that dude, the freaking war those guys had. Okay, ain't no joke, man. Dude likes to brawl. That's such a good skill set too. I'm happy to show them. Oh my god, a stupid freaking overhead. I'm happy to show them more love in this game. He's not exactly like the fastest guy, but he plays his strengths for sure. He presses his opponents, takes small steps, feinting. So I'm trying to emulate that with Hooker. Just working my way in. All those guys over in New Zealand do a really good job feinting. I think they usually do like a little shifting step, so I try to feint a little bit with the body teep. Maybe feint the rear hook a little bit, try to get my reactions from my opponent. Okay, that's good. Nice switch kick. Just throw more of those. This guy's good. Like this guy's pretty decent for somebody on quick fight. I don't want to upload fights against like complete scrubs. I definitely want to find the more competitive fights. So if those are the ones I get, it's going to be the ones I'm gonna tend to upload. And I'm going to like impose myself with a raw. Obviously, I'm fighting with no HUD right now, but Hooker does have that 4-star guillotine. I could clinch and If the guy doesn't know how to defend it, I can just go up to him, clinch him up against the cage, single guillotine him. If he doesn't know how to defend it, he's screwed. So I'm going to just impose a little rule on myself, barring except any exceptions if the guy's really toxic. If the guy shoots on me 3 times, then I'll go for the guillotine. But yeah, get that little cross on against his leg kick. But you know, just make things a little bit more challenging. Honestly though, even ranked, I think the matchmaking needs some work, because you can go on ranked and you could be at Division 20 or Division 19. So like both my alts are in Division 20. I think actually no, I think one of them's in Division 19, the other one's in Division 20. And you can just honestly get the drop. You see, he was coming forward on that strike and he went right into the straight, so I call him that vulnerability. He's not gonna go for it here. But what was I saying? Alright. So you could go be freaking Division 20 and the game's matching you up against guys who have like 900 ratings. So it's almost like, dude, what's the whole point of playing ranked if I'm gonna get like 2 points for every fight, and if I somehow lose, I'm gonna lose about 100 points at worst. So honestly, quick fire ranked to me is almost exactly the same until they do something about the matchmaking. So that first round was pretty close. I think I took it, but I'm definitely going to get a little bit more into body work, because I can see his Barboza model slowing down. He definitely had to have thrown X amount of strikes, and I'm sneaking in that body hook. Notice that I'm throwing it right after he's about to throw another strike, or right after he's thrown another strike. And you see Barboza slowing down. You see that? See that little stagger in his step? Causing him to sway. He's whiffing a lot. You know, he's punching the air a lot. He's whiffing. And just my going in and out, just drawing shots from him. I can afford to take those leg kicks because my toughness is pretty high. Now I can tee off with the body kicks. I always say, okay, Rock. I always say, like, don't show your cards too soon, especially if you don't know how the guy plays. Fuck. Freaking got real hooked trying to bring my head back to the center line. But obviously I was going to the body. No. I was going to the body, but I wasn't going with a lot of body kicks. I think I might switch my stance because he's orthodox, and if I can get that rear body kick going, I'll kill his down a little bit. I'll throw him off because he's expecting a specific rhythm. And that's what Dan Hooker does really well. He intercepts people's rhythm when he's fighting them. When he has his best fights, he's stopping you from going before you even have a chance. When he fought Alia Quinta, and he kept chopping at his legs with the calf kick. By the time Al just had a chance, maybe trying to like land those hooks and whatnot, it was already too late. The damage was already done. Another one. Yeah, he's done. At this point, if I'm the Barboza player right here, I definitely would be like, all right, I can't strike with this guy. Start to initiate the clinch, maybe try to look for a multi-trip. But backing up here is not the ideal thing to do. We'll see. Yeah, the body kicks like it's working him right now. Another one. Goes for the strike. Yeah, so you can see he's definitely slowing down. So body work is paying off. Got the drop. Good fight. Well played. Yeah, okay. Good fight, bro. Alright, so we'll see. Let's see if we can get the finish. Oh my god, he quit. He quit. Never mind. Alright. Alright, we're gonna have to go look for another fight then. Good first fight for now. For sure. Next up is freaking Tony Ferguson. Now, if you guys played this game early, when the Marathoner perk was broken, Ferguson was just hell to deal with. Marathoner just allowed you to just keep throwing, and with the way you could block, it was just like the dude was God himself. He was like Neo in the Matrix, and you couldn't do anything to him. It would be really hard. Anybody that had Marathoner was extremely busted. Now they've tuned it. They've tuned this from before. You can see this guy's pressuring you. So, okay, body work. That's the right thing to do. If you're somebody that's pressuring, yeah, try to clinch me, sidestepped it. So he's pressuring me. So this is one thing you gotta do. If somebody's pressuring you with head strikes and throwing an occasional body strike, focus on defending the head strikes at first. Usually the body strikes aren't that important early in the fight. See that he's coming forward with no regard. He doesn't see that I'm countering him right now, and I'm winning most of these exchanges. I just want to get my back off the cage. Sneaking those body shots. Sneaking the body shots. It's the best way to handle it. Yeah, slip that. It's too close. Cross didn't work. You know, I like that they nerfed the knee range because the knee range in UFC 3 was absolutely ridiculous. It landed in jab range, and nobody figured it out until like 14 seasons later that the knees were landing in freaking jab range. Yo, these quick fight. This dude is. I mean, granted, if you played UFC 3 for a while, the striking shouldn't be that much different. Oh, there it is. He tried to go to the body. He's gonna back up. You see that? Nah, he's backing up. But when it comes to like dealing with somebody pressuring you, it doesn't matter if they're good or bad. Obviously, if they have any subtle knowledge about the game, it's about your overreaction. No. Get the fuck off me. I'll be damned if I fall for it. No. What the hell? No, what the fuck? Alright. That's the right thing to do. Switch it up. Wow, Tony has a turn and Jose Aldo doesn't. Alright, fuck me, right? Tony had. Alright. That caught me off guard. I had to go down with the left again to stop that from happening. That was my fault. Sorry. But fuck, what was I saying? Oh shit, good to know. Alright, passed. Alright, back to half guard. But yeah, when it comes to like just somebody pressuring you, just remember two things. One, this is not real life. Like, no, you're not passing my guard. This is not real life. You're not getting hurt, right? So you should just have full confidence in whatever defense the game is allowing you to have to survive pressure. So it's whether it's going to be lunging, left, right, or back, depending where you are in the cage. Whatever the counters are. I know some of the counters they're not working as intended for the most part. Some of them are working very consistently, other times they don't work. Speaking of not working, I don't think I'm going to get this guy in the sub. Then again, he has Ferguson. But it's really about just being calm under fire. And then you'll see in the first round, if the guy doesn't get you out of the first round, and you've done the right things to make him pay for coming forward against you and not thinking the way he's going to enter in the pocket, then you'll be fine. You'll be able to pull out the W. See, that was supposed to be a push kick. So back what I was saying about the knee range. When they nerfed the knee range, that was great. But it also affects like the teep. So sometimes your opponent can step into range and out of range, and you throw a teep and it'll turn to a knee a lot more consistently than it did in UFC 3. And I don't know what they're gonna do to fix that. But I'm gonna touch it up. So this time I'm gonna try to stay a little bit more in his face. Try to pop off a little bit. Alright, he's going to jab hook. Restoring. I want to catch him as he's about to start up another sequence, preferably with an uppercut or a cross. Right there, because he's not letting his. I can tell he's not letting his head out for cover. He's just going for or no, fuck you. See, I've outstruck him 32-60 fucking seven. Are you serious? I thought my hand landed first, it would have knocked him down. Right there. So that one. Cross the land. Get hit by the hook. It's all good. When you see that? Body rock. It's a wrap. Let's go. Perfect. So right there, I intercepted him. Right? People have a specific rhythm when they're going forward. And if you time them right before they're about to start the next sequence, you're going to get the most damage off of that. In that case, I landed across, and Hooker has level 4 freaking straight. Level 4 lead hook, rocked him, and then I was already working his body extensively, as you can see by the body damage right there. Battered and bruised, and if you want to take out Tony, man, the chin isn't the way to go. It's the body and the legs, and managed to get the finish there with Dan Hooker. He's solid, man. He's a solid 4-star in this weight, man. Solid 4-star. If you have good takedown defense and you know your way around the ground, man, Dan Hooker, solid 4-star. Solid. We'll look for another fight. On the topic of this being like a Dan Hooker showcase and talking about like leg kicks and, you know, that's one of his best weapons, I really feel like they need to make leg kicks a separate input, like checking them a separate input. Mainly because I feel like low block does so much. It does so much. You can block body strikes. You can catch kicks. You can stop takedowns with them, and you can scramble out with them, and you can check kicks. There's 5 things you can do with one input. I feel like that's extremely busted, and I can imagine how much better Dan Hooker would be if one, they would like try to do a calf kick animation and maybe like there's a specific window to defend against it. I know Jose Aldo defended against Renato Moicano's calf kicks. You see right there, like I know he wasn't thinking I was gonna go for a kick. He was okay. Hook. He wasn't thinking I was going for a kick. He just held low block and just serendipitously checked the kick for him. And I'm not a fan of that. With me. Hook, and I major lunge out of the way. I still feel like if anybody at this stage of the game is complaining about somebody throwing hook at you, at that point you kind of have to take some responsibility. Because at that, it's not even like it's. Oh wow, he tried to go to the body. He had to try to go to the body there. Get a rock, get a drop, match distance, like that. I should be going. I don't know. I keep out of habit. I keep ducking and doing a cross, and I need to be doing the uppercut. No, and I think I hit his shoulder first. All right, cool. Oof. That's not cool. See, the body work is like I can already feel it, like just the way that the sound. Oh my G. That was supposed to be a T. That was supposed to be a T. But you can see his body's getting bruised. He's right there, turned to a knee. If that was anybody else, I would have got freaking skedaddled by that goddamn overhand. All right, stay out of the pocket. Stay out of the pocket.
Well, he has certainly found the range and staying pretty busy.
The good thing about Dan Hooker is like even if his block isn't high, but his chin's a 96, and he has that Weathering Storms perk. Nope. I did not mean to take him down. I thought R1 and X was gonna do it. With that trip. But I'll get up. There's no reason for me. The ground and pound is so busted right now. I don't even want to entertain it, honestly, unless I get a drop where I deserve the finish. Speaking of drops, he's so freaking fluid, man. Hooker's really fucking fluid. He's huge for the weight too. He was huge at featherweight. Show him for the cross. Another pull. I gotta go with the uppercut. See, I'm getting the hit stuns. You see that? I'm getting the hit stuns off of the slip counters. All right, with him. He kept coming forward. He just kept plodding forward. Oh shit! But yeah, you see right there, like I was intercepting his strikes. And the first one, I can see why it's not a rock or anything like that, but then he keeps going forward, he doesn't let himself recover, and he walks right into another counter, and there's no stun. Yes, I just got to finish, and yes, I was wearing on the damage there, but like, things like that are what needs to get fixed, for sure. That is beautiful fucking elbow. I love these little cinematic finishes, for sure. Look at that. Look at that. That's so dope. Alright, we're gonna look for one more. We're gonna look for one more. Hooker's fun. He's fucking good to use. So fucking good to use. I'm pretty happy this guy chose Poirier because the fight of the year that I was talking about earlier, I feel like it definitely would have been a disservice not to go against Dustin Poirier while using Dan Hooker. And this is definitely gonna be the last fight because, dude, in between looking for good fights, you get so many guys that are just absolutely trash. Now we'll touch it up. It makes for a hard showcase. Straight lead hook.
It's a great fight environment. The Bell Center is a fantastic venue. What type of
See, so one thing that I noticed with UFC 4, right? This is the type of style, like this hit and run style is what I like to call it. It was very super prevalent in UFC 3 because the block was just so freaking strong. You couldn't grapple consistently if somebody knew what they were doing. And the freaking frame stuns and all that crazy stuff is just, it made it a very viable style. And this guy's, you see, he's not really coming forward unless he's with a lunging strike, and it's always going in like a rhythm of 1, 2. See that? I gotta go with the cross. I gotta stop throwing the uppercut. I have to remember there's a specific range. But you see, he's alternating between 2 strikes, right? So you can tell it's straight lead hook, straight uppercut. See that? Jabber hook. So he's just alternating those 2 strikes. So I don't have to overthink here. I just have to mess up his rhythm. If you can see from before, my pull uppercuts weren't landing, so I'm gonna try to transition to the body. So again, like Boom, see that? He's always blocking his head and going away. Boom, sneaking another one. Straight head kick. Rear head kick. And once he starts getting comfortable going to my body, there it is. Boom. Ah, I couldn't jump. That sequence was so sick. See, once you go to the, once you body rock somebody, you see how I fainted going low? I fainted going low and it opened up the head. Oh god, no, he's not gonna go forward. This is a weird choice not to go forward there and throw another freaking front kick. Here, I don't want my back against the cage. Poirier has that guillotine as well. So I'm just gonna move you. I'm just gonna move you. Come on, just let me move you. I don't want my back against the cage. There we go. Right there. It's that vulnerability right there coming forward. That level 5 knee is so fucking vicious. Sneaking in that body shot. There it is. Slip body hook. I don't want to fish too hard. I want to cut with a freaking uppercut. Right there. He's starting to block the body now.
That punch no good.
There you go. See that? See that? He's low blocking. See his hands going down there? Now the head's opening up. And this is how you properly mix up and catch somebody's rhythm. He's going. He's going.
Another shot lands upstairs.
Fucking overhead. I swear. God, this shit's so annoying. Tracking on that thing is so weird. I feel like it lands where it's not supposed to, but easy first round. Hey, Hooker, man. I don't think the fighter grade ratings are in the game right now. So if you have like a lower star fighter gets a higher star fighter, I don't think it changes the amount of points you get. But I figure once they add that back in, because why not? They should. Hooker's gonna be really good to get points off of. Really good.
Head kick is blocked, so no damage inflicted there.
Right there, now the head's opening up. These are the body strikes.
You like this guy.
I like this guy.
Full counters going forward. Boom. Fuck, man, Poirier has a chin.
Lower jaw now is starting to show some signs.
There's the front kick.
Nice liver shot.
The body rock. Nope. That's it. So is he out? Probably not. No, he's out. That's it. Alright, that's it for the showcase. 4-star Dan Hooker in the lightweight division. Definitely a pretty well-rounded fighter. No slouch on the ground either. Very threatening with his subs. Absolutely great on the feet if you know how to manage your distance correctly. He's definitely a treat to use. He got the proper buffs that he needed, and honestly, I had a lot of fun. Like, I had a lot of fun, whether it's quick fight or ranked or fighting against friends. Dan Hooker is absolutely a beast in real life, and he's a beast in the game now. This is the number 5 ranked lightweight in the UFC, Daniel the Hangman Hooker. Romero 17. Hope you guys enjoyed the showcase. I'm out of here.
Let's get it inside of Bruce Buffer. He has the official decision.